Today I'm going to go through how to start programming. You might be thinking, what language do I use? What are the languages even used for? Where do I find an example of it? They're all here. So, well, not all of them, obviously, but what I believe are the important and good ones, they're here. So we have a good example of Java here. If you are unsure of what language to choose and you don't really care, you just want to be a good programmer, just choose Java. Um, or C Sharp. I really like Java personally for learning. I think that you can't really learn how to program in Java without learning how to do the basics. So that's why I feel like Java is a great beginner language. You can see that everything is explicitly written out. Here you have to specify the array list with every item being a string and then add it all. And then you can enter an animal and then it prints out the list of animals. I've got the same example just in different languages. So again, if you just want to pick a language, choose Java. My next choice would be something like C Sharp. You can see there's a lot less code. It's doing the exact same thing. It adds based on reading the line, although there's just way less happening here. You do have to declare the list also, which is another reason why I like C Sharp. It's a great language to learn in. It's up to you, but you can also choose optionally to do C++. Personally, not a huge fan of C++ just because I like Java a lot more, but if you like the idea of Java, but you don't like Java, C++ is a great option. Then we have Python. So Python, a lot of people default to Python if they're learning to code or they just need to whip up something quick, which it is great for. Like if you just want to do something quickly, Python is great. I don't recommend it as a learning language just because you don't necessarily need to learn the basics. Which again, if that's your goal, that's fine. But if you want to be a good programmer, you probably don't want to learn in Python. It just gets a little too difficult, I think, to learn the harder concepts after you've already come from something so simple. If you just want to whip something up and you just want to make a program, Python's great. And it's also used in the industry a lot at the moment. So those are your options. Then we have some other programming languages which you would have heard of, which I will go over. These are not programming languages in the standard sense. So if you want to pick a programming language to do actual software development in, choose one of the four that I've listed, Java, C Sharp, C++, or Python. Otherwise, these are the other options which are not traditional software development languages, but they are great for their respective areas, I guess. So we have Bash. This is Bash on the screen. So this is basically used a lot for command line automation. So if you use Linux a lot, you might already have seen similar commands before. You can write these directly into a terminal. The only difference with Shell is that it's basically that terminal input just put into a file and then you can run it all in one go. It can write simple programs. It's great for it's great for automation, but it's not really going to write an entire program or a game or anything like that for you, not easily anyway. So Shell is great for automation. If you're planning on going into networking or any sort of configurations, that sort of thing, that's what Shell would be used for. HTML, you've probably heard, is the web development language. So this is how you make websites and a few other things like web-based things. HTML is basically just if you want to be a web developer. If all you care about is making websites or in some cases, apps, asterisks. We'll get back to that later. But HTML is great just for making websites. Inside HTML is complemented by JavaScript. That's what this script section is. So this is the actual programming language within HTML, which is used for more complex websites or sort of JavaScript-based apps you can build. So if you're planning on doing web development and you need a language to complement that, the standard one is typically JavaScript or some sort of JavaScript-based language. So it'd help to know JavaScript if that's your goal. This is for web development. Another example I have here, which is my last example, is SQL. So again, this isn't a standard programming language. You're not going to write any programs in this, but you will, anything to do with data, extracting data, storing data, not always data processing, that can sort of happen in different languages, but the tables and everything, they're all done via SQL. Usually there are no SQLs. Obviously, there are exceptions to all of these that I'm showing, but SQL is a standard. It's been around for a very long time. So you can see here that the equivalent, I suppose, is creating a table and then inserting some values into that table, and then you can select from that table. So it's very different. It's obviously not a program creation tool, but it is really useful for data storage. So there you have it. Those are your examples, and I hope that I've helped you pick a language. See ya.